Come take a look at the new shooty shoots for Age of Sigmar. The Stormcast Eternals got some long-range firepower.
Spiking bits.
Alright, welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. Rob Baer with you again today, taking a look at the last of the new units for the Stormcast Eternals Mark II, we're going to call them. That's the second edition, the new reprint book that collected everything and tweaked some rules and nerfed some things and changed some things, but also gave us a ton of new units as well. And this is the very last unit box to come out. It makes two different types of units here. Well, three technically if you count the Aether Wings, of course. You've got the Hurricane Crossbow Dude Mans, you got the Long Strike Crossbow Dude Mans, and then of course you got the Aether Wings right there. Now points wise, according to the app and also the new Stormcast Eternals Battle Tome, the Hurricane Crossbows are 160, the Long Strikes are 180, and the Aether Wings themselves are 60 points, and that's for units and multiples of 3, and I think their max unit size is 12, I want to say. 100% kind of forget that one, but we'll go with 12. Somebody fact check me on that one. I might have messed that one up. The box itself is $35 and comes with two fantastic sprues and obviously two different ways to make miniatures, plus they crammed some little flyer guys in there. Now, it's kind of weird, but like they didn't, the bases didn't come bagged, and I assume that's just because that there's like three different types of bases in here, so it's kind of like one of those things that this is the only, Games Workshop the juice has to be worth the squeeze for them to put these in a baggie, so I'm sure somebody might have had to actually physically pack these things here, and then of course a decal sheet. So small cavalry base, 40 mil base, 32 mil base, that's what comes in here, and then we'll explain it a little bit more right here. As you can tell, you'll be able to tell at least what models are which. Now, as far as the guys assembled the same way, there's three different sets of legs, and then you can, of course, upgrade and get your Raptor Prime or your Vanguard Prime, depending on which one you want to do there. And then you just build them all out. You can take the Long Strikes, and they're pretty much everything goes together like we would expect it to, with the legs attached to the torso. The shoulder pads are optionally separate. The heads are optionally separate, which obviously allows for ease of painting. The arms, however, are going to be a little bit tricky. They basically line up like a Space Marine holding a bolter, which is to be expected, and I don't feel like, unwarranted in any way there. So I'm really liking the design of these figures overall. Not so sure about if this will, stand the test of time here, this little mechanism, this little piece right here, but it looks like there's a brace piece kind of that's supposed to, nope, that's actually something else that goes onto the model itself. So yeah, that's just holding it up right there. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or if that will actually hold, but obviously if you're going to put them together, be very careful with that, because otherwise, it's just going to look a little wonky there, but it is what it is. And then the Vanguard Raptors themselves are very easy, front, left kind of piece, and then the little attach it to the base kind of piece, and three different varieties there. They all go together a certain way. And then of course the Hurricane Crossbows go together a certain way as well. Now, as far as tactics go, Aether Wings are kind of cool because they kind of jump in the way and prevent you guys from getting hopefully getting assaulted or getting charged by something in your backfield. Of course, these guys are probably going to be not hanging out on the front lines because of their range. The Long Strike Crossbows are 24, 1 attack, 2's to hit, 3's to wound, -2, 1 and 2 damage. Obviously powerhouses in their own right. Now, there is ways to get extra attacks with these guys, which I think kind of make them the way to go, but if you like overall firepower, you can go with the Hurricane Crossbow, which I think spits out, what is it, base 6? Or is it base, where is it? It's base 6, so there's a way to get 4 extra shots, I think, with one of the formations in the book. So I think there is a way to get these up to 10, I want to say, which really makes your odds good. And then if you can get down to a hit of 3 up, and there's a way to get a +1 to wound, I think there's also another formation, but then you have to start taking them a certain way. So it might not be points economical or financially economical to do that, because some of the formations in there, or the battalions, were actually clocking in at like ridiculous points, like 2,000 and 2,500 and stuff that's kind of unrealistic, and you're not going to see in your normal like pickup games at a game store. You might see it at your house with a friend or something maybe, but I digress. There is a way to put out a lot of shots here, but I think overall it's better to hedge your bets with a +1 to hit, and maybe, or even +1 attack right here with Vanguard Raptors. But we'll see what the internet has to say about it. Let's take a look at the models. Here's the first sprue here. They are not identical. So first sprue, as to be expected, torsos are separate, front and back, shoulder pads separate for ease of painting. And then you've got the front legs, 2 different kind of slices, so to speak. And then there's all the pieces for the little twirly birds, we'll call them. And then in here, you've got the gun pieces right here, the long range, the long strikes, the hurricane duders right here, the bird for the upgrade sergeant, and then all the associated pieces. And then there's the heads. Yep, there's the heads right there. And there's little hair tassels. Where were those at? Did we miss those? Or did they just blend? Yeah, there they are right there. I thought they were pieces of the tree. So the hair tassels are on the other sprue. So overall, I think they're incredibly detailed, but still my mind is not made up on these incredibly small little pieces right here that are supposed to hold up these ginormous long strike bows here. But I suppose if most of the weight is on the torso and the legs, that there shouldn't be a whole lot of weight going on here. But don't think the first time you accidentally drop one of these that this little teeny piece might snap when you go to check to see if there's any damage. So I'm a little on the fence about that one. I personally would probably look at a way to maybe make that a little maybe a little bit more structurally secure, but I digress. I think it's cool looking miniatures. Besides that, that's just the engineer in me and be like, well, that would never work in the real world. But obviously, I think we all know that when it comes to Age of Sigmar and the Warhammer hobby in general, this is definitely not representative or of the real world or even a little bit realistic in any way possible, especially when it comes to a lot of abstracts and things like that. But that's what makes this hobby so great, is that you can literally do anything with it and have fun hobbying your way, and you should never be told how to hobby properly, I feel like there. So that's it for this one, just a quick little review. We've got a lot more to do. Blood Bowl, we got the new Prospero box, we got the White Dwarf, there's so much stuff, it's crazy! Videos for days. Alright, well, our errors, omissions, clarifications, questions, please leave it in the comments field below and we'll try to get to them all.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.